Hello everyone, my name is Apoor Pandey and I'm back with the next episode of my series. Today we'll be discussing about few sin stocks और हम ये देखेंगे कि ऐसे कौन से sin stocks हैं जिन्हें pick करना and picking at these current levels and based on technical analysis and other concepts क्या सही होगा and how much beneficial it would be from longer time perspective. So before we start, पहले एक बार let me define कि what are sin stocks. So sin stocks, as the name suggests, sin stocks वो stocks होते हैं जिन्हें कंज्यूम करना या बाई करना एक sin टाइप माना जाता है अपने को सोसाइटी में एक टबू माना जाता है like cigarettes, alcohol and all those stocks. So companies which manufacture cigarettes or tobacco manufacturing companies या alcohol manufacturing companies and breweries वैसी companies they come under this category of sin stocks. अब now secondly people debate कि यार इतनी ढेर सारे stocks हैं, there are multiple things in there are multiple businesses and sectors like automobile, metallurgy, IT, finance. So why pick sin stocks? Historically, let me tell you one data. Historically, sin stocks are the stocks which have performed way better than any other stock. Let me give you first a few examples. 1929 से 2019 तक, roughly 90 years में, there is an American company. And उसने it has given multi-fold returns. It is actually regarded as the best stock in US. Any guesses? Any guesses? Just take a wild guess in your mind. No, it's not ExxonMobil. No, it's not Apple either. No, neither Microsoft or Amazon. No, these are not the companies. Well, if you are thinking about a tobacco manufacturing brand, Philip Morris, yes, that is the guess. That is the correct answer. Philip Morris is actually the best company in US. Since 1929 to 2019, last 90 years में, any guesses कि उसने कितने times के returns दिए होंगे? 100 times, 200 times, 1000, 2000, 3000 times, 5000 times? Nah, these are not the numbers. Since 1929 to 2019, Philip Morris has given 2 million times का return. 2 million times. This is a way huge. I mean, this is absolutely huge amount. I mean, obviously 2 million times returns, taking into consideration the dividends or all those factors. So yes, we talked about dividends. Let me quickly explain this thing, and then we'll move out to what are dividends. So Philip Morris is actually the best stock in US. Best stock in Japan. Yes, it's Japanese and American tobacco. Best stock in Britain, Dow Jones and Britain and American tobacco. Best stock in India, in fact, ITC. Since last 30 years, ITC has given a CAGR return of over 22%, and it has consistently paid out dividends to the investors. Yes, now let us talk a bit about dividends. क्या होते हैं for those early people? Dividend क्या होते हैं? जैसे आप किसी कंपनी को खरीदे, आपने कुछ बिजनेस चलाया साल भर में, साल भर में आपको कुछ प्रॉफिट हुआ. Now you distribute all those profits ना अपने जैसे आपने कोई शॉप खोली हुई है, 4 लोग मिलके खोले हैं, आपको 1 लाख का प्रॉफिट हुआ तो चारों लोगों में 25,000 बांट दिया डिपेंडिंग ऑन जो भी उनका परसेंटेज रहा. लेट्स सपोज बराबर रहा. सेम तरीके से व्हेन कंपनीज गेट प्रॉफिट, इट डिस्ट्रीब्यूट्स इट्स प्रॉफिट्स टू ऑल ऑफ इट्स शेयर होल्डर्स. That distribution, that profit distribution, that is called paying out dividends. So dividends is nothing but a part of the company's profits. So consistently, if every year if you are getting returns, dividends. So what you can do is if you buy a stock for a longer term period of time, तो आप क्या कर रहे हो कि कंसिस्टेंटली इन स्टॉक्स को आप कंसिस्टेंटली आप खरीदे जा रहे हो, नए लेवल्स पे एक्यूमुलेट किए जा रहे हो, प्लस जो भी डिविडेंड आता है उस डिविडेंड से अगेन यू बाय सम क्वांटिटीज ऑफ द स्टॉक. सो आपका क्या होता है, क्वांटिटी बढ़ते रहती है एंड when this compounding effect takes when you hold the stocks for 10, 12, 15, 20 years, तो ऑलरेडी आपकी क्वांटिटी भी इंक्रीज हो गई रहती है प्लस स्टॉक भी गेन कर गया रहता है. सो व्हाट हैपेंस एट द एंड ऑफ 10, 15, 20 years, एट द एंड ऑफ योर टेन्योर ऑफ इन्वेस्टिंग, आपका बहुत हैवी कॉर्पस, बहुत ह्यूज कॉर्पस बिल्ड हो जाता है. Let me give you a small example of Eicher Motors. Eicher Motors since 1991 से 2009 तक that stock was trading in the range of 100 से 200, 300, 400 तक हुआ था maximum. मतलब hardly 2-2.5 गुना हुआ था 18 सालों में लगभग. And many people say, अब लोग इस पर डिबेट कर सकते हैं कि yes, तो उस 18 साल में जब 2.5 गुना ही हुआ तो द बेटर ऑप्शन वुड बी कि उस 18 साल में कहीं और इन्वेस्ट करना एंड उसके बाद जब वो रिटर्न देना स्टार्ट किया स्टॉक, देन इन्वेस्ट इन द स्टॉक. You know what? Since 2009 to 2019, Eicher Motors कहाँ से कहाँ पहुँच गया? In 2019, Eicher Motors touched the peaks of 22,000 rupees. एक स्टॉक 22,000 रुपए का जो 100 रुपए में मिल रहा था. Now let us assume the other scenario. एक कोई इंसान है जो अपनी हर महीने की सैलरी से he buys one stock, SIP की तरह एक स्टॉक खरीदे जा रहा है एक स्टॉक. So since 1991 से 2009 तक वो एकदम चिल्लर कौड़ियों के भाव में he would have accumulated huge number of stocks. his quantity would have become huge. Every month, if he is buying one or two or three stocks, he has accumulated a huge quantity. Apart from that, dividends के साथ थोड़ी बहुत और quantity accumulate कर दी. And at the end of 18 years, उसने जितना भी corpus accumulate किया, let's suppose per month he is buying one stock, so he has invested roughly 2400 rupees per year for 18 years. So roughly he has invested around 45,000 उसने invest किया 18 सालों में. And this stock has 2019 to 20 में लगभग this stock went to 22,000 rupees. So उसका total corpus with just an investment of 45,000 rupees, his total corpus would have grown to roughly around 2.7 crore rupees. इतने times 200-300 times का returns, that is huge returns. Same तरीके से ITC has given same type का returns. These Eicher Motors is from a different field. I gave that example. Same तरीके से ITC has also given. If you look into other countries as well, हर country में these sin stocks have given actually better returns. You know why? Because sin stocks में होता क्या है कि let's suppose due to any reason government अगर tax increase करती है, then फटाक से prices increase कर देते हैं. Demand actually does not fall much in this stock. Short term में थोड़ा बहुत plus minus उछल कूद हो सकती है, but from the longer time frame these stocks does not demand में कोई problem नहीं होती है. And secondly, since every government in the world taxes के फॉर्म में these are the few companies or industries जो सबसे ज्यादा taxes देती है गवर्नमेंट को. So the government cannot actually stop the production या फिर बैन नहीं कर सकती हर स्टेट में. So in this way इसके वजह से इसकी डिमांड कभी कम होती ही नहीं है actually these sectors. Since history has actually proven these sectors and इसमें actually picking good stocks and accumulating whether SIP term के तरह से like somebody would have picked Eicher Motors, lump sum investment for the long term, these stocks have proven to be good stocks. So India में first let us talk about the tobacco manufacturing companies. So India में ITC is the leader in tobacco manufacturing and this is actually very good stock. It has consistently paid out dividends and this is, as per our analysis, technically these are good levels to buy for the longer time frame, absolutely for more than 8 to 10 to 12 years or 15-20 years. And these are good times because abhi demand thodi fall hui hai, stocks are pretty much at lower levels, so you can pick this stock. For the shorter time frame, it can you can see some fluctuations, but from the longer time frame, this is a good stock. If we move to the other sector, tobacco से we move to the alcohol manufacturing sector. So alcohol manufacturing sector में India में there are four major brands: United Breweries Limited, United Spirits Limited, Radico Khaitan and GM Breweries. GM Breweries का major concentration is महाराष्ट्र में ही उनका सारा production and selling होता है. So what happens कि अगर महाराष्ट्र गवर्नमेंट जिस हिसाब से taxes and all increase करती है उसके हिसाब से उसकी demand plus minus होती है. Radico Khaitan की बात की जाए तो more than 40% consumption is done in the state of Uttar Pradesh. So UP government के हिसाब से rules and laws के हिसाब से the prices of these stocks in the short term can fluctuate. The other two stocks, United Spirits Limited and United Breweries Limited. The major top 5 states which consume these stocks are, the first is Karnataka, जो कि roughly it consumes around 17% of the entire alcohol in the country. उसके बाद there comes Maharashtra around 10 to 11%, then West Bengal and Telangana around 12% and 7%, 12% and 8% roughly, and then UP around 7 to 7.5%. So these are the top 5 states जिनमें अगर let's suppose अगर कोई short term में taxes या कुछ problem आती है, government taxes hike कर देती है. So these are the major states जिनके वजह से demand for these stocks will get impacted. But from the long run, I just told you that these stocks quickly increase the prices जैसे उनको मौका मिलता है and they make up for all those fallen demands. And demands actually does not fall much in this sector. Secondly, government ने 3 states के government have allowed home delivery of stocks. Companies like Swiggy and Zomato are delivering alcohol right to the homes of the consumers. This is actually a game changer decision. Long term में if you look into this, अगर बाकी और states भी if they keep on doing this, अभी तो this decision has been taken to curb out some emergency measure की वजह से this decision has been taken. But अगर if this decision sustains for the longer term, then this will actually stir up the demand. And India में since अभी तक क्या होता था, alcohol deliveries होती नहीं थी through apps or online platforms like e-commerce. तो अभी तक क्या होता था कि the demand for these stocks होती थी demand, yes, but again there were some problems. I mean usually इसकी वजह से एक hurdle आ रहा था, but now this will stir up the demand. Second thing is, अभी क्या है, hotels and all सब कुछ बंद है. So hotels and restaurants are around 20%. They contribute to 20% of the entire alcohol consumption in the country. So अभी since hotels and all those things are shut down, so alcohol and all those companies वैसे भी due to corona COVID-19 all there was all halt. कोई भी डिमांड थी नहीं, कहीं पे भी अल्कोहल नहीं बिक रहा था. there was ban, entire strict ban, so lockdown and all those things. So उस वजह से stocks were pretty low, but now they have bit bounced back. But again, when the governments will start opening the hospitality industries, then again the demand for these stocks and these products will start up in the market. And let me talk about the top two companies, United Spirits Limited and United Breweries Limited. They have been recently focusing on premiumization. Premiumization means जो सस्ती चीजें थी उनके बदले अब महंगी चीजों को ज्यादा बेचना, थोड़ा सा डिस्काउंटेड रेट्स के साथ. Whenever you go to any clubs or any other places, you will find offers on brands like Kingfisher Ultra, Kingfisher Strong. These brands, these premium brands, उनके ऊपर ज्यादा offers होते हैं rather than the regular offerings, regular drinks. Because क्या होता है, जैसे railways में people say that third AC is the new sleeper class. So in the same way, these companies are trying to premiumize the customer base. वो धीरे धीरे लोअर लेवल्स के प्रोडक्ट्स से उनको थोड़ा सा हाई लेवल पे मूव कर रही है, सो दैट दे कैन in the long run this will stir up their margins, this will stir up their EBITDA margins. Now let me explain what is an EBITDA. EBITDA का फुल फॉर्म होता है earnings before EBITDA का फुल फॉर्म होता है earnings before interest, depreciation, tax and amortization. इसका मतलब कि टैक्स वैक्स लगाए बिना, डेप्रिसिएशन सब कुछ हटाए बिना जो अर्निंग्स होती है, दैट इज द EBITDA रिटर्न्स. एंड दिस इज वन ऑफ द मेजर फैक्टर्स जिसकी वजह से कंपनी का ऑपरेशंस कैलकुलेट होता है. So these companies, United Spirits and United Breweries, these are focusing on increasing their EBITDA margins. So these are companies are focusing on increasing their operations margin. And operations margin एक बार increase होता है, then that means कि supply will increase. And these ये ऐसे sectors होते हैं जहाँ पे demand की long term में कोई खास कमी नहीं आती है. COVID-19 की वजह से थोड़ी कमी हो सकती है, and थोड़ा taxes बढ़ने की वजह से short term में कमी आ सकती है. But again, unless and until taxes अगर let's suppose one figure or even in 20s तक 20% तक भी taxes अगर या excise duties और cess increase कर दे government, then also demand does not fluctuate much because every time हर साल के budget में इतना increase तो हो ही जाता है. So this is one of the things. इसके बाद second thing comes कि these two companies, United Spirits Limited and United Breweries Limited. United Spirits Limited are actually backed by Diageo, the Britain वाली company, and this company has a huge, I mean, it sells premium whiskeys and scotches. It is the world leader. It occupies roughly 17% of the global market in scotches and whiskeys. So this is backed by pretty strong brand. United Breweries Limited is the largest. It is actually the largest breweries alcohol company in India. And secondly, if we talk about quarter one के profits या margins के का उनका क्या impact होता है, so United Breweries का on an average last 10 years में last 10 financial years का अगर देखा जाए, so quarter one के revenues around 25% का impact करते हैं, लगभग बराबर, कोई खास difference नहीं होता. Because other sectors में क्या माना जाता है कि when the year starts, तो सबसे ज़्यादा profitable year quarter is the first quarter. But United Spirits के साथ last 10 years का data if we look into that, so average it is around 25%. But United Breweries Limited की जब बात करते हैं तो it comes around 31%. तो थोड़ा सा ज़्यादा impact हो गया है. इस साल you can see थोड़ा सा कम returns. But again, it is a buying opportunity. If you invest lump sum in these two stocks, या फिर if you invest like a SIP in these two stocks, then long run में it will definitely give you good returns. But good returns. The third stock which you can pick from this sector is Radico Khaitan. It is pretty good stock. North India में it has good reach. It has been paying out, giving out good returns consistently. But if you look at from a portfolio management perspective, so we would suggest कि United Spirits and United Breweries and Radico Khaitan में you can maintain 3:1 का ratio. That means let's suppose you invest 30,000 in United Breweries Limited, so you can invest 20,000 in United Spirits Limited and 10,000 in Radico Khaitan. And ITC, the other tobacco stock, you can have, obviously invest a similar amount as such as जितना भी आप United Breweries Limited UBL में जितना भी आप invest कर रहे हो, the same amount you can invest in ITC. So that is, these are two things. उसके बाद fundamentally we have analyzed these stocks. If you want, you can comment down in the sections and we can share you detailed reports and analysis, or we can prepare even a video on these stocks. And Fundamentally, we have analyzed these stocks. Technically, also these stocks look good, but again, we are not recommending. We are just advising and giving our opinions. All investors are advised to consult your own financial advisors before investing. We are not any registered company. I'm not a registered SEBI analyst, so you have to take that part into consideration. And since this is a good time to pick quality stocks for the longer term, these are good businesses. Businesses like these, the demand for these businesses does not actually fall. And many experts, many experts have these stocks into their portfolio. I mean, they have good percentage, 5 to 10% of their portfolio comprises of these sin stocks. So that was all from this blog and this video. And I would request all the viewers to please like and comment on this video, and please do share my channel. And until next video, take care, stay home, stay safe, and bye bye.